And his name is Grim Chorizo!
What you say? Oh, that you only meant well, 'cause you did.
Jesus Christ. Hello if anybody's in here.
And his name is Grim Chorizo!
Looks like one's missing, maybe. Or maybe I just can't see it. Hey, what's up, Pancake? How's it going? Thanks for that raid. I'm just kind of doing a quick kind of test stream in a way, but thought I would at least play a game, so I don't have my cam on right now. But I appreciate you being in. Hey, what's up, Kano? How's everybody doing today? So I mentioned this is kind of a bit of a test, mainly to see, one, if I'm just dropping frames. It appears I'm not. And two, I've added some channel redemption sound alerts that seem to work. Before you use them, though, the prices are a lot higher than they are on Case's stream. So they're 500 points, but they appear to be working. So I thought I would just play a game that I love, something quick and easy. Well, the game's not quick, but I'm just going to do the first case. Not too bad, getting ready to take your lady out for a belated Valentine's Day dinner. Nice, that's kind of the way to do it, you know, if you're going to do Valentine's. I think going out on Valentine's, obviously with it being COVID, that's a whole different story, but when I was actually in a relationship, I never would do it on Valentine's Day because it's busy as fuck, so I don't blame you for doing that. But yeah, I'm glad you're not doing too bad. Alright, so this is my first time playing this game on a computer. So for anybody who doesn't know what this game is, so how's the volume, my voice, compared to the game? I've turned the game volume down. I'm also not talking as loud as I normally do, because I normally stream later in the evening. I stream a little earlier right now, but I want to keep it down for the sake of everybody else in the house. But I appreciate you being here. This won't be like a super exciting stream, but this game is amazing if you really kind of follow the story, but and by the way, I will be live tonight with Rocksmith Requests. In just about three and a half hours, so if you're free and want to come in for that, I'll be there. I'm happy to see that I'm not dropping frames. Here, I'll just kind of show you for anybody who's in here, because I have unlimited points. Added a few things here, so...
And his name is Grim Chorizo!
I don't know if you can hear it or not. Where that one's a little quiet, but I can't really turn it up more. I'll go back and watch the VOD after this. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and play this first case of the game. Oh hey, what's up, Courtney? Thanks for tuning in. If you're just getting here, hello. I'm just doing kind of a test stream. How you? I'm good. Thanks. How you? Yeah, I'm live during the day, Case. How's it going, guys? So if you're just getting here, I want to let you know this is somewhat of a test stream. What I'm doing is mainly, I want to test to make sure I'm not dropping frames for tonight. It appears to be looking A-okay. And I also wanted to test because I added some channel... Yeah, it is loud, isn't it? I'm glad you're doing well, Courtney. See, I have the background music basically all the way down. That's alright, I can...
What you say? Oh, that you only meant well, 'cause you did.
Okay, so yeah, I added some alert sound things, but they're a lot more pricey online than they are yours, which I'm willing to lower down.
Oh, fuck. I can't believe you've done this.
So, okay, so they work, at least. Thank you to Case for helping me set that up. I feel like they are kind of quiet, but they're as loud as I can. Yeah, go ahead. Here, I'll do it. I'll do it. You don't have to waste your points. I'll do it.
And his name is Grim Chorizo!
So yeah, and his name is Grim Chorizo is actually... and his name is Grim Chorizo, that was actually Matt's idea, and he's a voice actor, so he messaged me and he's like, can I make something for you? He recorded himself saying that, and then Chris recorded himself playing John Cena's theme with a melodica, or whatever you call it, and they made that for me, so yeah, Matt and Chris, big thanks to them. They just wanted to do it for me, so I was, I wanted to make sure I could get it on here. Yeah, so I'm also not using a camera right now, because I just don't really want to. The point values, you mean? No, I can. I just don't want them to be like, if I'm doing a stream, like it's literally the entire thing. But I could lower them. How's the volume now? 10? How's the volume? I tried to lower it. I'm glad you guys are here too. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play the first case of this game. And then I'm gonna stop it. But I plan to stream this whole game sometime. Volume's good? Cool. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and just play. I could, like, narrate this entire game, but... Objection! So has anybody played this game or know what this game is? It's called, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, and... So I found out about this game because a friend of a friend just gave it to me one time. I didn't even know the guy, he just gave me the game. I played it and it actually became one of my favorite game series on the DS. Basically you play as a... new defense attorney which sounds a lot lamer than it is, but it's basically like a detective mystery kind of game, puzzles and whatnot. And it's very kind of anime-esque as well. But it's very, very fun. It's got great music. It's got like a great story. Kind of cheesy, but very fun. Lets you use your brain, and it's just...
And his name is Grim Chorizo!
Okay, I'm glad that those work. I only have 4 right now. But that's, you know, I think they're pretty funny, so... Thought they would be, fitting. I also have 2 more emotes on the way that Chris made. So many people are so nice and awesome and want to make things for my channel, which is so nice. Yeah, Courtney's a mod now.
Oh, fuck. I can't believe you've done this.
I don't know if just this game is really loud, because I want to make sure that you can hear these during a stream. But that one's all the way cranked. So this is kind of like the tutorial for the game, the intro case. Sorry, I know I'm kind of skipping through the dialogue. Normally I would maybe like read it. Yeah, so I've never played this on the PC. I've only played it on the DS. I actually bought it on the Switch as well, but I haven't played it. But I got it on PC because it just beats too easy to stream. I'm happy to see we're not dropping frames. Also, I'm talking a little quieter than I normally would because I normally don't stream during the day. I usually stream in the evening. But I figured instead of just making it say test, I'd go ahead and actually play something. My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. That's not how he would probably sound at all. The first case is a fairly simple one. A little bit of blood there. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butts. Best friend since grade school. School had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts. 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself in trouble. One thing I can say, though, it's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. But I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. That, and I owe him one, which is why I took the case, to clear his name. So this is basically like our first case. Oh god, you already have a clip. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butch. The prosecution is ready. That's kind of how that guy sounds, I would imagine. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Yes, it is our first trial. A little nervous. Yeah, it did kind of sound like Sean Connery, didn't it? Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. I'm terrible with voices, I'm sorry, guys. Murder is a serious charge, for your client's sake. I hope you can control your nerves. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness. I kind of switched voices there. Yes, Your Honor. Gulp, hands shaking, eyesight fading, mom spaghetti. The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. Please state the name of the defendant. Oh no. Oh no. My hole! I hope you guys like that. I can't believe they already had that up. I didn't even have to upload that one. Someone already put it on there. Grimdolph Wright, Ace Attorney. The defendant named my whole. I'm a man of many hats, apparently. Sorry, if I was actually streaming this, like, for legit, I would probably slow down here and everything. I want to stream this whole game, and I think it'd be kind of a fun one that the viewers could kind of play along with me, because it's like kind of a puzzle game and a mystery game. We can kind of do it together, even though I played it before. But for now, I'm kind of just going through it. So yeah, anytime during a case. How much is this game? Well, so this is a trilogy. It's 3 games, and it's normally $30. I got it on sale for $15. It's probably off sale now. But it is a trilogy, so it comes with 3 games. I highly recommend it if you enjoy. It's not the type of game you walk around and pick stuff up, or the type of game where you don't actually. It's all a point and click kind of thing, but it's perfect that way. It's a really, it's basically like you're playing a really good show. It can get tricky, but I think it's Cindy Stone. A judge stimulator? A stimulator or a simulator? Because it might be the first one. But no, you're not the judge. You are, Yeah, this is... Okay, so there's 2 kind of modes in the game. Simulator. It's not a judge simulator. You're a defense attorney. So... But really, you're more than defense attorney. You basically go and you find all the clues. So there's 2 kind of modes to the game. There's what we're in right now, which is courtroom mode. And that is where you're actually doing the courtroom stuff, you know? Cross-examination, presenting evidence, looking for contradictions and whatnot. And then the other mode is investigation, where you actually travel to different locations, talk to people, find evidence. So it's just a really fun game. I love it. I highly recommend it. I know I'm probably not doing a great job of showing it off right now. This first case is all in the courtroom. It's just a short thing, like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, if that. And I'm kind of taking my time because I'm talking so much, but I think this would be the perfect game to do like a day stream of. It's not like you can beat it in a day, or at least I couldn't, but start like maybe early in the morning and just play for a while. And then, yeah, it's a trial. You're right, this is a trial. But, you know, if anybody has interest, I'll probably do it again sometime. And start from the beginning and just go through. And if anybody's available, you know, they can play along with me. And kind of figure out the mysteries together. But, okay, so, I'll try and focus in on the game. So for anyone who hasn't paid attention, basically, a woman was killed by this object right here. It's a statue called the Thinker. The victim who was killed is Larry Butts, the defendant, the guy who was crying with the big hair. It was his ex-girlfriend. So there's reason to believe that maybe, just maybe, he can, oh, just so you can rack up points, Case? That's the only reason you'd want to watch my stream? Not because maybe I'm such a stand-up guy. I'm just kidding. Resist and bite? Alright, I think I have it downloaded, but just be sure to come in there and use it in the thing. And so it'll get in the list. You're an amazing streamer. Thanks, man. So are you. Just so we can spend it on my hole. And this right here, this is Mia. She's like your mentor. Alright, here we go. This is just basically a straight up tutorial, just to tell you how to do the courtroom shit. So thanks you guys for being here. I know this isn't like a super exciting stream. I think it says I only have 3 viewers, which is totally fine. I'm not really doing much of anything. It's mainly just a test. And I never stream during the day, you know? so my time is usually around 7, 6, 8, something like that. It just seems to work better for me, especially on days that I have to work. Thank you, but I'd like to do some more day streams. I wasn't dumped. So yeah, this guy so far is looking a little guilty. The game's actually hilarious if you really read the text. And I know I'm not doing it justice right now. Pun intended there, I'm not doing it justice. But we'll do this again sometime. I didn't even advertise the stream, I didn't put it in the Discord or anything, because I didn't wanna, you know, I don't know. The victim's passport. So she was in Paris before. We will object this. Are you objecting to me playing this? I love this game. Yeah, I basically just wanted to make sure I wasn't dropping frames and that the sound alerts work. The sound alerts work. My concern is that they might be too quiet, but I have them cranked in the volume. They could just be quiet as it is, or I don't know. I just, you know, I hope that they can be heard. It appears that she had several sugar daddies. Daddies? Sugar? You think the audio's fine? Okay, that makes me feel really good to hear. All I can go off is what I hear through my ears, so I don't know what it sounds like over the stream. I'll be right back real quick. I'm just gonna... I'm chewing some gum and I'm gonna spit it out. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Hey Chris. Stream looks good and 720p and buffers less for me. That's good. Yeah, so I changed it from 1080, which is what I normally do, to 720 to hopefully prevent possible frame drops in the future. But it apparently still looks pretty good, I hope, quality-wise. We can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. What do you think of her now? Yeah, because here's the thing. Now, if Larry Butts answered that question... Oh, shit. My hole! Oh, my hole! My hole! Cool, I'm glad it's going good. But I am up for feedback. If you think 500 points is too much... I want people to be able to use these a lot, but I don't want it to be something that's used every minute. You know what I mean? 10? I know that's what you have yours at. Because, like, the one that's, like, the death... Yeah, like, if I die in a game, it would be perfect to throw that on when I die. But I'm just worried if I'm trying to do something and then somebody spams it. What should we do, guys? You make the call. Should we stop him from answering the question? The question being, what do you think now of your ex-girlfriend after he just kind of found out that she had a lot of partners and that, you know, was kind of maybe using people for the money? Okay. Well, then I'll just keep it what it is. Here, let's wait and see what happens. Because if we got involved, it would look super fishy. Like, don't answer that. Oh, fuck. Long. I prematurely shot my wad on what was supposed to be a dry run. There it is, our first objection. Uh-oh. Well, this is quite the intrigue to this case. I mean, some of them are pretty short. I mean, oh fuck, you can't believe you've done that. I can't believe you've done this isn't too long. Unless you mean shorter than that. I guess if it was just something like, BAM! Or something. Thanks again, guys, for being here, because you're awesome. Mr. Saw It. Mr. Saw It. These names are great. Okay, so here we go. Here's our first testimony, and then we'll get to cross-examine it. So this is the main part of the courtroom. With the iconic music. I was going door to door, selling subscriptions, when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead! I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting right over there. Quite the testimony there. Yeah, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working? Ah, yes. A blackout. The plot thickens. Alright, so we got a blackout record. We can add that to our court record. Alright, here we go. Cross-examination. So yeah, like I said, this is just the intro tutorial case. It's not... There's not a whole lot to it, but the game after this really picks up, for sure. Hey, what's up, Hackman? How's it going, man? Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for that shout-out. Hey, go ahead and please give shout-outs to yourselves as well, Courtney and Case. Because you guys deserve them. I should have done that from the start, I'm sorry. So, Hackman, thanks for tuning in. As I was telling the others before this. Alright, I got it then. So, Hackman, I'm doing just a kind of a short test stream here. I basically wanted to make sure I wasn't dropping frames, and I'm not. And I have added some channel point redemption sounds that I wanted to test as well.
And his name is Grim Chorizo!
That Chris and Matt put together for me, so... Why? What do you mean, why? You guys deserve the love, alright? You guys are awesome. You guys are, you know, really special, important people to me. And I'm very thankful to have you in my lives. And I think you're amazing streamers as well. And I will always shout you out and give you the love. So, Hackman, yeah, I'm playing this just here for the free food. So I'm just doing this opening case of this game. As more of a test than anything. Yeah, there's no free food, I'm sorry. One love! But if you've never heard of this game, I've probably talked about it because we've been friends a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if I brought it up, Hackman, but Ace Attorney. Alright, so here we go, guys. You can help me if you want. The delay in the stream might make it harder. So basically what we're supposed to do here is each statement we can go through and we can press it, or we can present a piece of evidence that proves that something is false, that there's a contradiction, okay? And during this, we can look at our evidence. So this is the evidence we have here. Okay, we've got our attorney's badge. We've got the autopsy report, which tells us the time of death. Yeah, the new one
What you say? Oh, that you only meant well, well, 'cause you did.
And we know that she was killed by blunt trauma. And this is the murder weapon, the statue. She had a passport and was apparently in Paris right before this. And we also know there was a blackout during the time of the crime. So that's what we know. This is what we've got here. Okay, so let's keep that in mind. If you guys want to help me, if not, I mean, it's all good. So one thing I do when I play this game is I usually press everything, because you never know what it's going to get you. So I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. We're probably not going to get anything out of it, but let's go ahead and press. It is a little odd. Just seemed strange to you, that's all. Well, you know, you can't just assume someone is strange. It's quite the assumption. Alright, so we didn't really gain anything from that. Must have been a hurry, because he left the door half open behind him. Yeah, let's just keep going. Yes, objection! Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Why don't we press him on that? What gave you the idea to do that? It is a little weird to just look inside, but, I mean, I guess if you see a person's run out of a door, it's still open, you might just peek in, I suppose. This guy does look a little creepy. Okay, you're really backing him up here. Then I saw her lying there, a woman not moving, dead. There's not really much to press there. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. Alright. I thought to call the police immediately. Well, he thought to. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. Right? I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. Alright. Well, why don't we look here? Well, that's odd, isn't it? Because we look at the autopsy here, and it says the time of death was between 4 and 5 p.m. Yet he's saying it's 1 p.m. Seems a little fishy to me, wouldn't you say? So why don't we present this evidence here? Because I think there's obviously a contradiction right there. So he's certain it's 1 p.m. I think he's a fucking liar. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Okay, and I will say this. So I presented the right thing, obviously, but you can know when you present something and it's wrong because the music won't stop. Hey, Wyatt, how's it going? Thank you. I appreciate you being here, and thanks for the birthday wish, man. Just doing a little quick cut. Well, it's not really quick anymore. I'm going for 35 minutes, but just doing the first case of Ace Attorney. So thanks for being here. And thanks for wishing me a happy birthday. It's been a good day. I'm really dragging this out, by the way. Like, but, oh well. Yes, so it occurred after 4 p.m. So how could it have been 1? No body to find. He's sweating. He's sweating. All right, we're on to him. We're on to him. Knees weak, palms sweaty. Mom's spaghetti. All right, so let's see what he has to say to back this up. Mia is totally proud of us. We're doing good for our first case. Wait, he remembers now. Alright, so he's gonna give his testimony again. So here's the thing. You should all... So he made quite a clear mistake there, and he's getting the chance to, I guess, fix his mistake here. So let's see what he says now. See, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Well, I think we already, I just said already twice. We already know the contradiction there, right? Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. Alright, so I'm gonna ask the chat. Anybody who's paying attention, anybody know what the contradiction is there? And you would think all of these people are not fucking dumbasses. They would know it too. But anybody on the chat know? If anybody actually cares. The TV. Yes, so we're on to something. The TV. Yeah. So you heard the time. Alright. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Well, right there, we know that's gotta be some bullshit. And you know why? Because there was a blackout. If there was a blackout, electricity was out from noon to 6 p.m. TV couldn't have been on, motherfucker. Hold it right there. The prosecution has said there was a... Okay, I don't know why I'm using that voice. Yes, case is on it. And Courtney, you too. Good job, detectives. No, that's okay. I know the delay makes it hard. Heck, man. That lion sack of shit. Dude, I heard that in your voice when you typed that. Like, I hear your voice saying it, and it's amazing. So basically, this guy's a dumbass. Like, he's already lied twice in, like, the course of 5 minutes. Yeah, you both said the same thing. That lion's sack of shit. But seriously, like, I know this is the opening case, but this guy is a dumbass. He couldn't come up with anything better than that. Some of these cases get pretty hard later on. So he's even like, I can't explain it, even though I'm the witness. He remembers. So he's gonna do one more testimony, or at least one more. Okay, look at him. He's sweating, his hair's flying up, he's shaking back and forth. That's pretty fishy, wouldn't you say? It must have been the shock of finding the body. Yeah. Okay, he's getting a third testimony. This guy is just... Alright. So he's gonna explain hearing the time. Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. And what do you know? That's his name. Saw it. You gotta love these. They have a lot of pun names and, you know, wordplay kind of stuff. He looks like he's losing hearts in Zelda. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw. You saw a clock. Okay. So, he's saying that the murder weapon is a clock. This is news to us, right? The murder weapon was a statue. Oh, the music's picked up. You can hear it. Listen to that. It's picked up. Yeah, Case. You're on it. Alright, so let's hear it. I didn't hear the time. I saw it. Okay. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Well, we won't press that or present or anything there because there definitely could have been a table clock. Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. Well, why don't we take a look at our court record? Real quick, I want to ask, how has this stream been going? I've never done something like this. I've always wanted to stream this game or record this game because I love it so much. Is this interesting in the slightest or like intriguing? Do you think this is something that you or other people would watch a series of? Because I'd love to stream it all the way through, but You guys like it? It's something a little different. You know, I think it's like a complete polar opposite of Rocksmith, where I'm being like a total goofball. Here I'm still kind of a goofball. But you know, okay guys, I appreciate that. I'm glad it's going well. That makes me happy. Okay, so let's take a look at the statue. A statue in the shape of a finger. It's rather heavy. We know this is the murder weapon, right? So, yeah, Law and Order. I do love like mystery and like stuff like that. So, okay, here we go. We're gonna present this, right? Because this is the murder weapon. He's saying it was a clock. And obviously I know, I played this game, so I know where this is going, but... Wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock, it was this statue. And you'd think people would fucking know this. Everybody in the case should know what the goddamn murder weapon is, although there is more to this. Now how is this supposed to be a clock? Look at this guy. You with your doing your job. Just who do you think you are, a defense attorney? Mr. Saw It. Also, I think this kind of game maybe works better without using a cam, but I could throw a cam on and just put myself in like the bottom left corner. Not right now, but in the future when I do it. As the witness stated, the statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch. You just tilt it and it says the time out loud. You'd think all of us would know that ahead of time. That's stuff that the defense should know about. As it doesn't look like a clock, I submitted it as a statue. You need to give us all the details, bro. Like, this is crucial information. Do I have any problems? Do we have any problems? Do we? Let's say yes, why not? Your Honor, there's a gaping hole. My gaping hole! My hole! Here, I got you. I got you. Don't waste your points.
Ah! My hole!
Oh, yes. So he said he never went in the apartment. So how the fuck would he have known himself that it was a clock? How? Huh? How? Clearly a contradiction. The witness knew it was a clock because he either went into the apartment or knew the victim. Both are fishy, but personally, what do you guys think? I mean, I know what I'd say. Oh gosh, Chris clipped it. Thanks. The music in this game's so good. I hope my singing is online, or on with it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say that he went into the apartment. You're lying. You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder. Oh yeah, prove it! Prove it I went in there, bitch! I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. Now that's quite a fucking, like, you know, statement there. A bold claim. You struck her with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard. Wow. Phoenix Wright is a fucking boss. Why did all the jurors look like Seto Kaiba? Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright.
And his name is Grim Chorizo!
Matt! Welcome, Matt Shivers. Giving a big shout out to Matt Shivers. Everybody, if you're not already, follow him. Amazing person. It was his idea to make this sound that I finally got set up. So Matt, just a few days ago, messaged me and my brother and said, hey, I have this sound I really want to do for you. And he came up with the idea. He's a voice actor, a great voice actor. He recorded himself doing the John Cena announcer, added the explosion effect sound, sent it over. My brother recorded a sound of him recording or playing the Cena theme, put it together, sent it to me, and now it's live. So thank you guys so much. You know, you guys, I didn't even ask for it. That was your great, generous idea, and I'm happy to have it as a part of it. So thank you guys, and I'm glad it's working. So yeah, Matt, welcome. Just to get, if you just got here, just to give you a little background on what's going on here. I wanted to do a test stream before Rocksmith tonight. 1, to make sure those sounds were working, and 2, to make sure I wasn't dropping frames. It appears that both seem to be good. So hopefully that keeps up tonight. So what I'm playing here is a game called Ace Attorney. It's the Ace Attorney trilogy. I love these games so much. Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. And this is the first one. I'm just doing the very first case to kind of use it as a... So I've played the games quite a few times, but it's been a while. It's been a while! And now I have them on PC. So I'm just doing this first case as a test. But I do plan to stream this game sometime from the beginning on, all of them, because they're very fun. But if you've never heard of them, it's basically a mystery kind of, you know, detective-style game. You're actually play as a new defense attorney, but you also, you know, get all the evidence, and you do investigations, and you're in the courtroom. It's all point and click, but it's very, very fun, very funny. It's just, you know, got good stories, and it's cheesy, but it's fun. And it just gets your mind thinking, and I really enjoy it. So that's kind of what we're doing. Oh my goodness, Mr. Saw It. The sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. The voice was burned into your mind. Uh-oh. So yeah, this is not how... I don't imagine that a normal court case would actually go like this. But basically in this game, you essentially find the murderer yourself, which probably doesn't happen too often, but it's pretty impressive. This is our first case, by the way. Did you strike the victim with the clock? Here we go. Is he gonna confess? Oh my god! The animations in this game are amazing. Shut up, shut up, shut up! I hate you! And his name is Saw It. I can't get over that. I saw it! And he should burn. Burn, give him death. This guy is really keeping his cool, that's for sure. What do you mean there isn't a Okay, yeah, you're right. You claim the sound the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence? The whole case is riding on this. I'd better think it through carefully. Your Honor, the sound Mr. Saw It heard was definitely this clock. A fact which is clear if you simply... Alright. So here's what we can do. Yeah, I struck him with the monstrous clock. So what can we do, guys? We only get one choice here. Actually, we get multiple choices, but should we have him examine the clock's batteries, ask the neighbors, or try sounding the clock? Well, I'm gonna rule out ask the neighbors. What do you guys think? Should we... Oh! My heart! Oh god, that's never gonna get old. Until, like, tonight it's used 1,000 times. We could have him examine the batteries. We could have him try sounding it. Why don't we have him try sounding it? Just for kicks. Let's have him try sounding the clock. No, you're fine, Matt. It's... I tried to make it a... 500 is kind of expensive compared to, like, Case's channel. He has them for only 10 points, but I want it to be something where, you can use it, but not, like, every minute. Okay, We're gonna try sounding the clock. Let's see what happens. Beep. I think it's 8:25. That certainly is a strange way to announce the time. Well, he is the thinker, after all. Oh, Chris. I like how this game is about courts and cases. Yes, you're so right. Court and case, you guys... So that means court and case have to be here every time I play it. Okay, every time. You always have to be here. That's amazing. And you guys were I think were the first two to show up. Did you guys know you were summoned? You were like, I think I need to be here for some reason. It's 11:25. But the clock said 8:25. That's a bit interesting, isn't it? 3 hours slow. Precisely. Had a feeling in your kidney. So it's all coming together. I mean, he literally took his hair off and threw it. That's a bit fishy. We forgot one thing. While it may seem like that clock is running 3 hours slow, it proves nothing. How do you know that it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have a case. He's right! How am I gonna prove that? How am I gonna prove that, guys? Court, case, Matt, Chris, how in the hell am I gonna be able to prove this? There's just no way. Yes, Your Honor. This means I cannot let you indict the witness. Unfortunately... Why don't we look at our evidence? We haven't used this yet. I wonder if maybe this could come into play here. You know, the victim was apparently in Paris, but maybe, just maybe. Alright, Mia coming in clutch, so Mia is basically my mentor, because this is my first case. So she's just cutting in. I don't know if you can do that or not. Thinking outside of the box. Mia Fey, actually. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason, you'll have the proof. Right? She was waiting to say that all day. She was waiting to say right all day. Can I think of a reason as to why the clock would be 3 hours slow? Well, if we say no, we're fucked. So let's say yes. Wait! Maybe I can prove it. Just maybe. He could have changed the time. He could have. If he knew how. Well, Mr. Wright, you say the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found evidence to support this claim? Of course, there's a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim beyond a doubt. Alright, so here's the evidence we have we can present. Our attorney's badge. I don't know if that's gonna cut it. We have the autopsy. I mean, don't think that's really gonna help us. We have the statue itself. You know, I don't know. We have this passport. And we have that there was a blackout. Well, I think there might be more to this. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast! Boom. Bitch. Boom. Permission to treat the witness as hostile, Your Honor. He looks like he is ready to fuck shit up, like... Okay, he is sweating profusely. He ripped his hair off, his tie and shirt. Oh, and he literally just died.
Well, this case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your witness.
Was he also furiously masturbating? Probably. Probably. He was arrested, has been taken away. Grim Connery. I'm not good with voices at all, but... Very well. Very well. I have to say I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly. And find the true culprit at the same time. Yeah, so that is kind of impressive. You know, we're just the defense attorney and we basically found out the true murderer. But, spoiler alert, that's literally this entire game, is you always like finding that shit. Hey Raymond, I'm just finishing up the stream, but thanks for tuning in. I just finished this case. Speaking of which, case is here. This is just kind of a test stream. Make sure frames weren't dropping. Make sure that sound alerts were working. And we're also in the courtroom.
Oh, fuck. I can't believe you've done this.
Thanks, Raymond. Alright. Not fucking guilty. Perfect timing. Except it's... What you say? I've done 2 charts since last stream. Nice. Both go hard. Fuck yeah. And with that, the court is adjourned. Turns out Frank saw it was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of the house. I'll have to check out that clip after this, Matt. That day, when Larry... So now we're getting the full story. Here we go. When Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Sawit let himself in to do his dirty work. So he was gonna go rob her. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Sawit grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find and fucking murdered her. I mean, like, that's really just jumping, like... Alright. And now the music's all happy because we solved it. Phew! Phew! I still can't believe we won! Right, good job in there. Congratulations. Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you. You really do owe it all to her, dude. You were fucked and then she came in and saved the day. Not at all, not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've seen a trial end on such a satisfying note. I've never seen the Chief looking this happy. She does look happy. I mean, probably. If she's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel. Speaking of the devil, my life is over. Larry, you're supposed to be happy. Look at his eyes. Look at his eyes. He's got them Animal Crossing eyes. Oh, Nick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon. Good. Wait, no. Bad, bad, bad. Larry, you're innocent. Yeah, you're... Yeah, I guess she is dead. You know, she is dead. Hairy butts?
What you say? Oh, that you only meant well, 'cause you did.
Alright, Case. Thanks again, dude, for coming. I'm actually wrapping up the stream here in, like, just a minute or two, so one more shout out for Case. And Raymond, thanks for tuning in as well. Shout out for you too, buddy. Hairy butts. Innocent. His name's Larry. What a good stream, though, really? Yeah, I really appreciate that. This is something different for me, because most of the stuff I play is either kind of over-the-top ridiculousness, like Sea of Thieves and, you know, Among Us usually leads to that. Phasmophobia usually leads to that, and Dead by Daylight usually leads to that, and I love all those games. And Rocksmith is obviously Rocksmith. It's fucking craziness. So fun, though. So, this isn't over the top. Okay, I guess you're right. But, I mean, I'm not screaming at the top of my lungs. I'm not wearing a pirate hat. Not that I don't love doing those things, but it's kind of something a little different, you know? Something more, yeah, the game itself is over-the-top ridiculous, though. Over-the-top ridiculous, though. You know, it's very over-the-top, cheesy as fuck. But it's a really, really good game. Really, really fun. And if I can kind of share that with you guys, I think that's awesome. I guess you're right. You don't know I'm not wearing the hat. I could be. I very well could be. You'll never know. But yeah, so this was just something a little different. But my plan is to actually stream this in its entirety. The thing is, it's a trilogy. There's actually more than 3 games. There's like 6 or 7 games. But I've only played the first 4. And I have this trilogy here. But it's quite a long thing. So I would probably just do it a little bit at a time. But I'd like to kind of do this as like a series of streams for anyone who wants to tune in. I don't imagine that this... I mean, it says we have 5 viewers, which is awesome. But I don't imagine this is something that would get like a crazy viewing or anything. But I think it'd be really fun for anybody who wants to tune in and maybe kind of... I know the delay makes it kind of hard, but I like the idea of us kind of playing it together. I can kind of be like, what do you guys think? Because it does actually get hard, and even though I've played the game a few times, it might be hard to remember certain things. So we're gonna go get some dinner. But it's seriously, I love the game. It just makes me happy, I guess. And I mean, it gets dark. It gets sad and dark and emotional, but it's also really funny. Like, some of the dialogue and the names are just hilarious. So he made the clock for her. But there's 2 of them. And now he gave it to Mia. I was so into that chick, and she was just playing me for a fool. Oh god, it's quite... I don't know. It's quite something. We got some Tobias, so I'm a little worried. Don't that make you want to just cry, sob? I think she thought quite a lot of you in her own way. Do I have something to show my friend? Something that proves how she felt about him? What the heck is she talking about? So one of these things could prove to Larry that his ex actually did care about him. Could it be my attorney's badge? I don't think so. Could it be her autopsy report? Let's just show her. See, she does care. See? This is how she died. Loss of blood due to blunt trauma, man. She cared. Could it be the statue itself? Could it be the passport? Or could it be the blackout record? Well, I think, personally, that it's the statue. Take that! Take that! That's where I get the sound when somebody donates. Yeah, here, have the murder weapon. Check this out, Larry. Actually, that's kind of exactly what's happening. Check this out, Larry. Proof positive you weren't just some chump to her. So what about it? So she took it with her. I mean, that's sweet. He made it for her and she took it. That doesn't necessarily mean anything, though, to be honest. She may have just really liked it. But it is sweet, I guess. Hope that made him feel a little better. Here's the murder weapon. Hey, Venom Hammer, what's up, man? I'm actually just finishing up this stream. It was just kind of a test. Talk a little quieter than I normally do, too. But, I'm just finishing up. So I'll be back live with Rocksmith in about 2 hours, 2.5 hours or so. Let me give, yeah, NPR Grim. How's everybody doing today? Weather is pretty fucking cold. We got snow, ice. Fucking sucks. Shout out for Venom Hammer. Sorry, I'm usually a lot more loud and exciting when people come in, but so Venom, just to fill you in, I was just doing a test to make sure I wasn't dropping frames. It's all been good, and I added some sound alerts, redemption points, like this.
And his name is Grim Chorizo!
Which I want to shout out. That was made by our very own Matt Shivers. He did the voice and put it together, and then Chris played the music, and then they sent it to me. It was very nice of them, and it was their idea. It was Matt's idea. So I now have some of those. So I basically just wanted to do a stream to make sure that it's looking good after the last one was a shit show, and that those sound redemptions worked, and both are good. So I figured I would play something kind of fun and different. This is Ace Attorney, which is actually a series that I really, really love, and I plan to stream the entire... Thanks, Venom. I mean, really thank Matt. It was his idea and his creation, so... And Chris is playing. But I love it too. So thank you so much, Matt. But I plan to stream this more, since it sounds like some of the people who were here were into it. And we had Court and Case, and we're playing a game with courts and cases, so it's too perfect. But this is like the introduction tutorial case. The rest of them all have investigation stages, which this one did not. So Venom, Matt does stream now as well. So if you're interested in, I don't know if you follow him already, but he is a official streamer now. He's been streaming some Saints Row and a bit of Sea of Thieves, so I highly recommend a follow if you... And likewise, if you guys haven't followed Venom Hammer, he is truly one of my favorite streamers of all time. Huge inspiration for me. And a great guy. And a new dad. Congratulations again, Venom. Maybe over drinks. Awesome, thanks, Venom. He definitely deserves it. I didn't know it then, but that clock was soon going to be at the center of another incident. And my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry. Yeah, Mia is basically my mentor slash boss. Friend. Would be a promise, or one promise, that I wouldn't be able to keep. Of course, Venom. The end. So that kind of leaves you wanting a little more, or at least me. Of course, I've played the game like 3 times, but... So that was the introduction case. That was basically just to teach you how to do the courtroom stuff, but they get a lot harder than that. That one was pretty simple. I just really took my time on it. We probably could have finished that. And she's looking at you funny. It's highly inappropriate. The drip. Yeah. So now we've unlocked the next one. Yes, we want to save our progress. We'll save this slot right here. Alright, guys. So I'm going to wrap it up there. That went a lot longer than I thought it would, but it was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of... Oh, it's starting. It's starting. We don't want to see this, actually. I don't want you guys to see this, because we'll save it for when I actually stream it. Because these cases, they get pretty intense and pretty dark. It's kind of like you're watching a really good show or movie. I mean, the games basically are that, you know, but what I'm trying to say is, it's kind of like, yeah, you're watching, like, I don't know, Law & Order or something, and you kind of get hooked. You're like, okay, I have to see this, and I hope that that's kind of what happens if you guys tune into the stream, because they are some really good, they're great games. So I'm happy to play through them again, but they will be longer, slower. Like I said, it's kind of something completely different from my other streams, which are usually me, you know, screaming like a dumbass and being ridiculous, which I guess I'm doing as well. I'm just not screaming. But yeah, so thanks guys for tuning in for this. I'll be live again in a couple hours, and we'll hope that the frames don't drop. So far, so good. I mean, everything's been good. I've changed it to 720 instead of 1080, which could be part of it. But the internet, we've had internet issues big time, partly due to the weather. We got a lot of snow here. It's still on brand. Yes, this when I play games like this, it will be NPR grim. So this is what you can expect. Yeah, I didn't want to use the cam for this one because it was just going to be a short test, and then it turned into a longer one. But yeah, I'll use the cam for it. Just not right now. So yeah, thanks everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I will be back. Buy a suit. You know, like I actually was Phoenix Wright for Halloween one year. Except his hair is like really spiky and goes back, and I couldn't do it great, but I tried. Maybe I'll share a picture of it in the Discord or something. But either way, thanks guys. I'm gonna wrap up. And I hope to see you guys in a few hours for some rockin', and we'll hope it all goes well. So, if you're there, I'll see you then. If not, have a great night. See you guys later. Actually, real quick, let's raid. Why not? Might as well. Can't hurt anything. And I found out you can raid offline. I didn't know that until after. I thought you had to do it while you were live. So, that's good to know. So let me see. Okay, I see some bigger ones, but let's look at... You're going to clip the shit out of that if I said that. Looks like we got Brondorf is streaming, and so is Dank, and so is Wintermaw, and so is Pancake. So we've got a lot of people in our own community. So Dank's got 3 viewers, Brondorf's got 5, Winter's got 3. Tan as well is also in our community. So I would be happy to raid any of them. But why don't you guys choose? We've got Wintermaw streaming Octopath Traveler with 3 viewers. Tan RB streaming Apex Legends with 3 viewers. Dank Plays streaming Apex Legends with 3 viewers. Brondorf streaming Apex Legends with 5 viewers. Yeah, why don't we do Winter? I don't think we've ever raided her, and she's playing something that's not Apex Legends. So let's go ahead and raid Winter. She's now an affiliate. She's awesome, and she deserves the love. So let's go check her out, and I'll see you guys later. All right. Oops, I didn't hit the raid button. I'm bad at this. Yeah, okay. Let's do it. See you guys later. See you in Winter's stream. Thanks again for tuning in. I'm so bad at wrapping up a stream. It's actually hilarious. Later, guys.